Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're in for a treat because we're getting to play some Reanimator and we haven't played that in a minute, but mostly because there's a new battle that really opens up the doors for quite a few things to happen. So let's go hop in and see how crazy we're going to get with this Reanimator stuff today. Alright, so let's talk about this in three parts. The things that are going to put stuff in the graveyard, the things that are going to get stuff out of the graveyard, and the things we're getting from the graveyard. So let's start with Cathartic Pyre. This card's very important because not only can it hit creatures and planeswalkers, it also lets us put 2 cards in the graveyard and draw 2, which gives us a little bit of wiggle room, which is pretty important. Additionally, we're going to be playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker because we know this card's good and it does let us discard as well, so we love that. And the Elder Dragon War, also one that is a little bit underplayed, but because it can be a sweeper here, it's going to be really good against things like Mono Red, the different toxic decks, stuff like that. Could do some real work for us. So we like that quite a bit. Now, if we're going to be talking about things to get stuff out of the graveyard, we're going to start with Cruelty of Gix. We know how good this card is, but it does have other functionality of making your opponent discard a problematic card or letting us tutor up something that could help us get to the thing that we want to get out of the graveyard. That battle we were talking about, though, is Invasion of Tolvada. This card's very cool because it lets us get anything out of the graveyard. It doesn't have to, well, a non-battle, but this is the only battle that we're playing. The thing, though, is being able to get anything is powerful because we have other enchantments in the deck and even an artifact that we're going to talk about here in a second. But Spirit Sister's Call. This is another card that we've kind of overlooked a bit recently, and we've only played it in a handful of decks here on the channel, but this lets you get anything back by sacrificing a thing in play. And since we have a lot of cards like Blood Tithe Harvester and Fable that are making multiple copies of different types of cards, this opens up the door for a lot of versatility. Speaking of which, that artifact we were talking about is Portal to Phyrexia. Because we have stuff like the Invasion and we have Spirit Sister's Call, getting this out of the graveyard now becomes a real possibility. So we really like having this as an option or just something we could draw late game. Additionally, creatures that we're going to be getting back are Atraxa, because even though I hate this card being in Standard, I have to admit the card's just good. Now, a card I do love is Atali, because this card's so freaking fantastic to let us get all types of stuff. Sometimes just stealing your opponent's best card is awesome. Just lots of great stuff with this. And it is a one-card finisher on its own sometimes. Kroxa and Kunaros, this is going to get to do some extra work here because, one, it has a bunch of keywords, but also another way to get to play something out of the graveyard. And we're putting a lot of cards in the graveyard, so it shouldn't be too hard to at least get 1, if not 2 activations off of this. Another thing that can get stuff out of the graveyard is Olivia, but happens to also be a quality creature. Fantastic when you can get Olivia out plus something and attack with Olivia and get something else, like that's just really great. And then we're going to try Juru and Hazaret, because getting any of those things we just talked about for free seems really dang good. And we have a possibility that even if we run it into something and it dies, we can get it back. So lots of cool stuff we're going to be doing here, but those are the major cards that we're going to be playing. There's a few other odds and ends, but as always, if you want the full deck list, it will be at the end of the video, and we'll talk about what that should look like after we learn stuff from the games, or if you just want to download it, it's down in the description below. Just look for the arrows. And this is also where I'd like to ask, if you haven't yet, please hit that like button, because that's been helping us a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, why not? We put up cool videos every day, so you should, so you don't miss anything. Otherwise, go enjoy those games, and I'll catch up with you on the back end of the video, and we'll talk about lessons that we learned and what the final deck list should look like. Okay, we have almost a pile of tap lands, but not bad. Got to play one of the Haunted Ridge first, and that unlocks a few things, potentially. So let's go ahead and toss that. Okay, nothing too scary there to start with. May want to discard Kroxa and Kunaros, but we'll see. Kunaros, I should say. Gonna exile our Blood Tithe Harvester. It looks like they are. Yep. Not a huge surprise. That is not bad, but I don't currently have anything in the yard, so we're gonna work on that part. I think I'm going to need mana, so I think I may just use Cathartic Pyre, discard the other Pyre and the Legend, and see what we can get after that. Alright, Restoration of Iganjo works. And we will go ahead and use that Cathartic Pyre like we were just talking about. Oh, no. That does not help us at all. Damn. Geez. I guess I want to get rid of Atraxa. Give us a chance of getting to 5 mana more consistently here. Alright, we can do this. We can discard and draw. Let's go to the second level. I'm only going to discard this because we're just hunting for a land at this point. Well, that kind of sort of does what we want to do. Just the same. But now if we can get an untapped land, we have 3 options in hand to get stuff out of our graveyard. And we'll likely start with the Traxa just to get all the extra value from it. Yep, that comes into play. You get to choose a card. Fortunately, it doesn't even matter because we have 3 that are basically all the same at this point. Yep, Mize. Actually, in all reality, I probably would have chosen one of the other ones so we don't get any extra value. But that's just me. Also amusing that the battle comes into play tapped. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it is funny. Visually. Oh, you know what, though? They chose correctly. I forgot. We don't have any white mana yet. We have to draw an untapped white land. So that actually was the correct choice by them. Okay, that's not a bad backup option. We can go with that. I mean, I don't think we'll get to keep our Shieldred, but it's at least a thing to start with. I'm going to be stunned if we do. Though that being said, they might just have, like, I don't know, Wandering Emperors or some such. But yeah, we're just waiting on a white mana here. Ossification, sure. Makes sense. I would have done the same. And a Bank Buster. Alright. Come on, deck. Provide. Thank you. You provided something at least. Alright. I'll attack for 4. If they want to just play a thing and get rid of this next turn, so be it. I mean, that being said, they might just fare well and get rid of graveyards. Because our hand's kind of lame if we don't actually have anything in the graveyard. So that's kind of real. I mean, they would need another land, obviously, but if they have it, they have it. But, I mean, they could get rid of creatures and graveyards if they can't get rid of Shieldred. I mean, that could be worth it. Nope, they're not attacking with everything, so we know that's not the play. So that's good. Huh. So what do we do with this? Because, like, if we get something back, are we just getting, like, Blood Tithe Harvester? And then using that to play the... I guess we just pass here. There's no point giving up the dragon. No point giving up Architect. If they only have... Okay, they may not. Because it could have been worth flashing one in there if they actually had it. But maybe not. Alright, they're going to go to 10. I also don't mind this if for some reason their removal happens to be like depopulate. Then we could just get back Shieldred if we're patient. So there are reasons to also not be quick on the Takenuma. And they're attacking with... If they attack with the Architect here, I'm going to assume that they have a Wandering Emperor. And then trying to get us to block with Shieldred. But with us being at 22, there's just not going to be a reason to block. We can block the other things and be just as fine. But what are we doing here? They have a Blood Tithe Harvester and another Shieldred. They're playing that. Well, that's another good reason that we waited. Granted, they did gain life here, so that's going to make it even harder to do what we want to do. Let's go ahead and, yeah. You know it's going to be 3 white land on top, right? Just because I did this. Oh, there actually wasn't. So that's good, I guess. Oh no, we're just not finding land at all. Like, Takanuma was the only land in the last, like, 6 cards or something. So yeah, we might still just be dead anyway to poison here. Might not have much choice. I mean, even if we could get the Atraxa, we might just be a turn too slow. But we'll see. They may not have a way to deal with Shieldred. We might be able to get some nickel and dime life on them from that. So who knows? They also have some life gain. They could have another Twilight. And they're going to draw here? Ooh, they look like they're thinking about drawing with the Bankbuster. I mean, if they're just going to attack, we're not blocking Bankbuster anyway. We're just trying to block the mites. Like, we're at 22, so Bankbuster damage doesn't matter. And in reality, they're better off just keeping the Bankbuster anyway if they don't have something else. Because, oh, they're not even attacking us. Interesting. So do we care that that happened? So let me think. This doesn't... If we block, they might have an Iganjo. I guess we just let this happen. They're going to get it anyway, and there's no point putting our Shieldred at risk for Iganjo because it's one of our only ways to win. And if for some reason... Well, no, they could sacrifice that now to save a creature. I was thinking if we found a removal for one of the mites, we could keep them from using a Bankbuster, but the enchantment keeps that from happening. But that bought us a turn. I think if they would have attacked us with mites, they might have been able to get us over a couple of turns. But that doesn't look to be the case now. Alright. So we're going to try to do the only thing we know how to do here. We waited forever for this white land. I mean, we're going to target something in the yard. Hope it's good enough. Get Atraxa. Get Brotherhoods in for the sorcery. Get another white land, because, you know, we need that. Portal to Phyrexia for the enchantments. We don't have a way to get it into the yard, though, is the problem. Actually, it's not true. I guess we take this and this. We could make that work. Alright, we'll try, I guess. I mean, it's a starting point. We're probably just going to have to use Brotherhoods in anyway. To get rid of all the duders that are going to be bigger now, though, because the other ones that already have a counter are not going to die. So that's going to be a different problem. However, the opponent is only at 11, so maybe this is possible. It's going to be tight. I was trying to think if we could sack one of our creatures to get something else relevant out of the yard as well. Don't really have a choice here, though. I was just thinking we could get back Kunaros, but that doesn't really do anything. Does Kunaros let us put the other thing into play? Because if you do, put target creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield. I mean, we'd have enough stuff that we could get back something, but I also don't think it does anything. Alright, well, we're going to block what we can reasonably block to stay alive. Alright, are we dead? This is the real question. Nope, they pumped their team. Opponent goes to 9. We can attack with the Atraxa to put them at 2. And we have 6 mana? Alright. I guess I'm just going to attack with the Atraxa. We have Vigilance. So sure. Though cute as it is, if we did attack that instep, we'd be able to... Well, now they're taking extra damage. That's it. Wow, I don't know how we did this. If they don't have a way to kill Atraxa, that's it. Alright, they're sacking that for some reason. And just because. Okay, cool. We'll take it. Crazy. Oh gosh, we cannot keep that. This is a lot better. Let's keep this. Let's scrap. You know what? That's a little bit dangerous, but I think we're okay with that. Okay, we're gonna have to kill something with this Cathartic Pyre, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that looks like a perfect thing to kill. Alright. Kind of have to, sadly. There's other things we can work around, but that thing getting multiple triggers and whatever. They had another one even. Jeez. Yep. Good draw by the opponent. This is going to be a world of hurt for us. And I'm pretty sure these are probably both getting exiled here. Nope, just a Catilda. Alright, that could have been worse. That's a thing. I mean, we're obviously discarding this. How do we want to go about this? We need to attack and get mana. We need a lot of things to not die here. Boy. How do we do this? I guess it has to be this? Because we might need Cathartic Pyre to try to actually just kill something. Ooh, that's not great either. Dang it. Alright, I guess we're still digging for lands, and we don't really need this Atraxa in hand, so there's that. Oh, and a land that comes into play tapped. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess I gotta have this here? Man, that's rough. Alright. Here's what I'm banking on. Hoping we get to keep the token. I don't know that we do. This will flip and turn into a creature. So, if I get this back... Okay, fortunately... Oh, I needed to kill that Catilda there. That was a mistake. Crap. I wasn't even thinking. Alright. Let's go ahead and kill this. I meant to kill that before they played the other things, but we might get out of this anyway. Alright, so now if I attack, I can reanimate... This is at the beginning of your end step. So I could get back the Spirit Sister's Call. Get rid of this to get Atraxa. And that should buy us... I'm only at 8, though. But Atraxa... I mean, if they get rid of Atraxa, we die anyway, right? So, here it is. Oh, they're not even blocking that. So now we can actually keep another blocker. Okay, cool. I was actually thinking they would do something else there. So that helps us quite a lot. Get Brotherhood's End, right? Because that's pretty good against them. Get some untapped land with red. Get... Do we want a Tali? Just want to go... Actually, I think we just want Phyrexian Portal. I think we can survive with that. Can we get a Tali as the creature? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd have 5, 6. I don't think we can cast it. Go for the throat. I think we're just going to go for it. Yeah. Alright. Play this tapped because we're not going to cast anything else here. Oh, wait. Oh, I could have cracked the... Oh, well, didn't need it anyway. Ugh. That actually could have been a mistake, because if I play a land untapped, I can actually attack with Atraxa there, so I go to 15 and I'm totally safe, because I don't really need the rest of my stuff to have haste. So there would have been big, get the 7 life, so if something does happen and we lose Atraxa, we have enough life that we could sustain an attack, and then we could start doing other stuff. But, again, I probably should have just used the invasion to get the Spirit Sister's Call, and then I could have got rid of the Bitter Reunion, get back Atraxa anyway, assuming we're still banking on Atraxa not dying. Then the next turn, I could potentially have other stuff to do with the Spirit Sister's Call to just keep getting stuff back. But anyway, none of that mattered, but just kind of talking about different options that were available there. Opponent goes first. We would have a Go for the Throat, Brotherhood's End, and then we see what we do after that. I guess we keep it. This is one of those ones that, like, if it's a creature deck, we at least have a shot. If it's a non-creature deck, this is going to suck a bunch, pretty much. Let's see what the opponent's got here. I mean, the good news is we have double red, we've got black, we've got everything we need to get through the first couple of turns at least. We'll see what we draw. And what's funny, I was just about to say, if it's something like mono red, we may not even have to use Brotherhoods in immediately. So there's that. But let's see. Probably a hasty thing here, I'd imagine. Yep, hasty thing indeed. You got it, friend. You know what? I think I play this as bait. They'll use a removal card. Then we're going to get rid of the board either way. Whether we're going to do Brotherhoods in or Dragon Elder War doesn't really matter to me. And then the trade-off is we now have this that we can discard Atraxa if we need to. Actually, we will need to at some point, but we at least have the option to now. The only question is, I guess we just do this now. Just deal 3. I mean, we're still holding on to Go for the Throat, so we're not in that big of a problem situation here. And we're still at 15 against the red deck, so I'm fairly happy with things as they stand at the moment. Now question though is, okay, now here's what we need to do. I was going to do something else, but we really need to do this so at chapter 2 we can discard and then just use the invasion next turn. So we'll just do this, deal 2 damage. They get access to more cards, whatever's whatever. We're at 13. We're not going to die next turn with whatever cards they get. Though those are great 2 cards to get, though. I ain't going to lie. If you get to pick from something here, that's pretty solid. All right, we go to 12 and go to 10. I think once we stick Atraxa, we're going to be good here. Barring them having, like, some type of steal effect of some sort. I think we're only going to discard Atraxa, because this can be blockers in case of emergency. Do we use that? I don't think we do. I think we use this. And we just get Atraxa. Go get a pile of things. Get untapped land. Okay, opponent gives up. This is ooh, I was gonna say a mulligan, but let me hold up a second here. If we let's mulligan. Ooh, whoa, that's not great. Okay. Well, that's a thing that happened. Sure. All right, you got it, friend. Man, now I'm gonna be wishing I had those Elder Dragon Wars. Yep, you got it. And we're probably getting shot for 2, so we take 6, because that's usually how this works. Yep. And then I assume whatever we play is going to get hit with the Lightning Strike, and we'll take 4 next turn. Question here is, do I want to risk this to draw 2 instead of playing Fable? I don't think so. I think we just do this. Plus, the reality is there's a chance we could get rid of something into, like, a, oh, they're just shooting us. Well, that's not good. That's not great at all. Actually, okay, we go to 6. We did get an untapped land. I mean, you know what? Let's see if we can get there, y'all. Did we get one of our reanimate spells? We did. Okay. That was surprising, to say the least. All right, we're going to go here and see if Atraxa is good enough. Though Atali's kind of a boss, too, but didn't really want to just risk that. We'll get this so we can get an Atali. We will get... Okay. Didn't need to worry about it. Oh, man, with both these lands tapped. Let's keep it and see what the heck happens. We have to draw land either way for this to work out. Hopefully we'll get an untapped one early. Maybe can use the Cathartic Pyre on something. That doesn't help at all. that doesn't do what we want to do at all, deck. An untapped land. I was even nice and specified. But I don't think you care about me like that. Okay. Don't really have anything important to discard here, so I'm just going to do this. If we get to kill something... Well, we do get to kill something. It'd just be what do we want to kill. And then, they'll probably just attack here first. Nope, they're going to play that first. Well, we get to discard anyway if we want to. And I think I actually have to kill that. So they sort of did us a favor. Because we get to use a Cathartic Pyre with more information here. Yeah, I'm just going to kill this. And I'll discard... Don't want to get rid of this. I mean, I guess I get rid of Bitter Reunion. I want to keep my land just in case we don't draw any. We could still play the Shieldred. Not that I expect the Shieldred to live too much longer here. But it's a thing. And Elder Dragon War right now gets to kill their boards. So we're not upset at that, obviously. But I have to imagine their hand has some amount of removal since they haven't played much else here. If they attack, I guess we block? I mean, I'm trying to think. If they play Shieldred next turn, what are we really doing? Are we just playing our Shieldred and passing? Yeah, okay. Like, maybe that's what we're supposed to do? I don't know. I mean, they may not even have Shieldred here. Oh, see? Turns out they didn't. Sadly, I don't have anything good to get with Spirit Sister's Call here. I mean, I guess I could get Bitter Reunion. But for now... I don't think I'm going to do anything with the Fable. I think I'm just going to play Elder Dragon War. I mean, yeah, decline. It's not worth it. I actually had the thought that I might want to play the Shieldred and let it die, but like we can't reanimate it without this flipping. So I'm going to do this first. And coincidentally, we will have 2 enchantments. And we can kind of pick and choose, assuming they're just going to go land Invoke Despair since they didn't play Shieldred there. Nope, it's just an underdog. I say just. I mean, they do get to hit us for 3 here. That's still something. Alright. Wow, we ended up finding a lot of mana, as it turns out. So that didn't work out too well for us, did it? Let's scrap that. Wow, dang it. Deck is not cooperating at all here. Alright, Infernal Grasp. Probably also kill Shieldred? No. So they wanted to kill that instead of the Shieldred? Oh, because you have a Liliana. Of course. That makes sense.
Nobody knows Dominaria shadows like me.
But even then, I would have done that. Oh. Hold up, please. Oh, man. Oh, man. Alright, and they're going to make us discard the Atali? Ooh. Ooh. Alright, I think we get rid of this and just go get Shieldred. Get Shieldred. We will sacrifice that. Please don't have Invoke Despair. Please don't have Invoke Despair. Okay, they didn't have Invoke Despair. That was the scariest part of this whole thing. Actually, if we just untap a land, we don't even need to use Spirit Sister's Call. We just get to play Atali straight up. If it's an untapped land, of course. Okay, they have something on top they didn't want to get. Probably Invoke Despair is the only thing I can think of. Oh, wait. If they're leaving an Invoke Despair on top, we get it with the Atali. Oh, that's going to be huge. Oh, that's so sick. I'm assuming that's on top. I can't imagine. Whatever it is, we're going to get it anyway. So, yeah, let's get rid of the Shieldred and go get that Atali, y'all. I guess I can just go ahead and play this. Actually, we don't even have to... Yeah, we just get rid of this. Why am I getting rid of Shieldred? Duh. Get that Atali. Let's go. Oh, it was another Sorin. Well, that makes sense, too. And this. So we get a Sorin. We get back, I guess, Elder Dragon War. Just go to the top level. All right. Man, that was a big turnaround. Now, even if they get Invoke to spare, we don't even care that much. Actually, we don't care at all. We're at 12, so what are they going to do? They don't even get any value here. Gix's Command? Alright. I mean, you get something back. I mean, you can make a blocker with, yeah, I was going to say, and then Soren gets to make a thing, so that's real. What else do we have in the yard? Just a Blood Tithe Harvester. Oh, they're just, wait. Okay. I mean, I guess they figure they get to keep their dude. Oh, man, we don't have anything in the yard to go get, though. Oh, hold on a second. Let's see what we could find. Let's look at the top of our library. It might be worth taking. Oh, well, that's a thing. Can't do anything with it, though. We'll decline. I guess we just play this. It does have haste. Opponent doesn't have any flyers. We attack for 7 and they take 2 during their upkeep. Sure, why not? Yeah, alright. We'll attack the opponent. It doesn't matter. They're just going to block here anyway. Though I guess I could have put this in the yard. Opponent says GG. I could have drawn this, put it in the yard, then got it back with Spirit Sister's Call. Actually, I guess not, because I wouldn't have this Blood Tithe Harvester in play. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. We kind of had it wrapped up a bunch of different ways, though. That's a good solid win for this deck. Oh boy, we have no white land, but I'm gonna take a chance here. We're gonna Bitter Reunion, get rid of some stuff. We'll see where this leads us. Not wanting to see that. That was bad. Skrelv is actually even worse, because it means we're probably facing some aggro mess. Alright, this'll... we can't even afford to use this. We gotta fill the yard, sadly. Yeah, that's a bigger problem. Now we gotta kill... We can't kill Thalia. So, decision is either... use Cathartic Pyre to get stuff in the yard, or just kill Skrelv. That's a problem. Let's just pass till we figure this out. I think, though, we just fill the yard. Because we can find stuff that just deals damage to creatures. And if we find, like... well, a couple of things, actually. So, yeah, we have a couple of options. Because Elder Dragon War... the, Brotherhood's in. Like, there's a few things. We'll discard. Draw. Let's get rid of Atraxa, Tali, obviously. Though I'm tempted to get rid of one of these because they're going to be so expensive, but gotta play to our strengths. Ooh, we definitely want to get that in the yard. We definitely would like for that to happen. That would be real nice. Alright. We gotta survive to 6 mana at this point. We gotta get to 6 mana untapped. And we have to hope they don't have counters, which I'm assuming... oh, that's gonna suck. Alright, this is our one shot at doing this, then. I mean, it's kind of all we can do. Man, are you serious? Oh, that's so hurtful. That's the worst. Alright. Oh, that sucked. I mean, we got a 5th land, so that's cool, I guess. Not that this does a lot here, but it's something. They haven't had to use anything, so I'm sure if they have a removal card, here it comes. And we only have 1 turn after that. I think we're just dead. Yeah, because like they attack for 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, let's keep it. Mostly keeping because if we get a 3rd mana, this is actually okay. Okay, that makes things all right, or at least tolerable. I'll say that. Obviously, we'd like to get these in the yard and eventually get them into play. Do we get to keep our Blood Tithe Harvester? That's the question. Oh, Smoldering Egg. You don't get to see that too much anymore. That's kind of cool. Alright. Into this, because this now lets us get rid of our 2 more expensive things. And if we get an untapped land, we could just go straight to Portal next turn. Well, change that plan. That doesn't happen. That was no longer a thing. Opponent said, Alright, get rid of those. That's a start. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I don't know what type of removal they have available. But I'm going to go ahead and attack. They might have their own, like, Elder Dragon War or whatever. Brotherhood's in. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Brotherhood's in, actually. No. No such thing. Interesting. Or they may be waiting till we get our Kiki Jiki and use it on that. Because that's a real option, too. And I think this is where we just take our time and wait. Like, attack, crack the blood tokens during their end step if they don't do anything else productive, and see if we can find the white land that way. Because we kind of got everything we need in the yard right now. Yep, big score, you got it. I mean, they're probably reanimating of their own, it looks like. I assume you got some type of kill. Okay, so they don't have full-on sweepers, or else they would have just waited and done that. So that's the good news. I'm also probably supposed to just play the land and get rid of this. Because now, if I do actually get, like... Well, oh, Invoke Despair. That's cute. Alright, sure. Sacrifice a creature. This. You can have 2 cards. Oh, they got the other cut down anyway. Gosh dang it. Alright. So I gave him a card for nothing there. Though they did just trade 1 for 1, so it's fine. Alright, I think I'm just going to get rid of the Cathartic Pyre first, just in case. That gets us a 5th land, but it's not what we're looking for. That is also not what we're looking for, nor is that. Dang it. Well, I guess we just pass. We don't have anything great to get here. I mean, we can get back a Blood Tithe Harvester that we can actually cast. But that's not great. And whatever we get's definitely going to get met with, like, a straight-up regular removal here. I'm going to grab a Tali, though. At least it has a chance to do something next turn. Because the thing about a Tali is at least we get value when we play it, you know? Oh, no. They're going to get Chandra. F us. Okay. Well, that's bad. But at least we get it, right? We get something off the Atali. We get something from their side and something from our side. But we got to draw an untapped land here. Plus side? I mean, yeah, exactly. You get the mana. Means they would be able to kill a Traxa if we were to get it. But we're going to go here and hopefully get something awesome. Kunaros and a Smoldering Egg. Unfortunately, you do not have... Oh, wait, actually, we get something back with the Kunaros, though. So we remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we still get to return an Atraxa to get more value. So we'll get a land because we need a white land. We'll get another Atraxa as a backup. We'll get Spirit Sister's Call for the enchantment to get Cathartic Pyre. And that's everything that's there. Alright. So we did a lot. The opponent does get to copy spells here too. So if they have a removal card, they can remove 2 things. Chandra can kill 2 more things. And then we have to kind of go through the thing all over again. So it's not going to be easy. That is for sure. But fortunately, we do have more options. We can also deal 3 to Chandra, so Chandra can't minus to do something crazy. Because we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we could remove, get Natali back if we get rid of the Smoldering Egg. Getting the Kunros back if it dies. Then a Tali hits 2 things. That's a lot of work, but a lot of value. We can also put stuff in the yard with the Cathartic Pyre because we'll have more than enough mana. So there's some stuff going on here for sure. We could also just get back the Portal to Phyrexia, so we can just keep getting creatures back every turn. Though they don't have anything in their yard. Alright. Opponent's playing Fable. Fable does not stop what we need to do, so that's good news. They're adding 2 mana, though. Probably just pump the Chandra. Alright, that makes sense. Okay, so first things first. Play the white mana. Is there a way we can do extra damage to Chandra here? I don't believe we can. So, then it becomes... This can't be blocked anyway. It has Menace. So we could kill Chandra. I guess that's what we need to do. Let's attack. Man, that's 6 damage on the opponent, though. Can we just kill them? We really can't. I was thinking maybe we get Shieldred into play. That's 8. But it's just not enough. And I wish it were, but it's just not enough. So let's remove 1, 2, 3. I'm going to remove this 4 because they don't have a bunch of stuff. I'm going to remove Atraxa because we have another in hand. And then I'm just going to play the Atali again. See if we get something good from their side. We get Warcraft. Alright, that's cool. We'll do that to finish off Chandra. And then we'll Cathartic Pyre to kill one of their duders. Just take away their value. Juice up our small egg. Oh, it doesn't juice up small egg. I thought those count as casting. My bad. Alright, so now we're at 22. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 9 for that. I'm going to go ahead and play this. Get that back. And I'm going to end the turn. I mean, that's a big force for the opponent to deal with here. And we have Reanimator spells ready to go. We can also discard another Atraxa. Atali did a lot of work, man. Atali, this is like the 3rd deck I've played that has Atali in it. And it's just, that card's so good. Getting to play Atali and Atraxa almost feels like cheating. Alright, looks like opponent got sad and went AFK. Alright, well, that's kind of it. We're just gonna... Sure, I'll just activate because we're not doing anything else for the turn. Oh, I have to make that, there we go. Attack the opponent. Alright, they're dead. Good win. Good win. Oh boy. Alright, let's do it. We're gambling on getting that 3rd land here. That seems to be a trend, but we get there or we don't. At least we can dig for 1 if necessary. So that's not the worst situation to be in. Even if this dies to a cut down, which it probably does. Nope, no cut down this time. And we at least know we can discard a portal, which we don't really want in hand, so that's fine. Underdog, you got it. That is cool. I'm actually going to do this and not attack, just because they would be able to block and then play something like Liliana to make a sacrifice, and I don't really want that here. Now I might do that in Brotherhood's in to get everything after I attack next turn. Just thinking. I guess if I'm going to do that, I block. Ooh. Well, I guess I know what we're discarding. Let's see if we find one. We did not find one. I was going to say a Reanimator spell would have been awesome there. Now, though, we don't need to do what we were going to do. Now we can attack, play Cathartic Pyre, play Fable. I mean, I guess that's reasonable. A little bit greedy. Not going to lie, a little bit on the greedy side, but, you know. We're also now just kind of looking for reanimation stuff. Though, to be fair, there's a good chance... Well, actually, we want one of our battles here, really, is what we want to get the portal back. Okay, that's good. Oh, there's the Liliana. Yay, we knew it was there somewhere. All right. Still the same deal, though. That's not bad. Okay. What do we want to do here? This, unfortunately, only does it to creatures and opponents, not to planeswalkers. So, I am going to get rid of this. I am going to get rid of this. Wow, am I really going to do that? I can just kill Liliana. All right, let's gamble. The gamble kind of worked. Didn't quite do what we wanted to do, but, you know, almost. Sure, we resolve.
Drop it.
Get rid of this. Please don't have another discard spell. Oh, is it just... Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be Invoke Despair. Would have been pretty rough there. Alright, we draw. Oh, we found the other land just straight up, so that's kind of cool, I guess. This is actually kind of nice, because it gives us the ability to do this and copy a thing that we can get rid of, so that's kind of nice. I guess we just go for Atraxa, huh? Alright. Atraxa leaves some other options, so do this. Copy this duder. Do this. No attacks. Instep. Alright, just making sure it's stacked correctly. We will get the Atraxa. We'll sack this. We'll get Go for the Throat. We will get a Shieldred of our own. Probably a Bitter Reunion. Or maybe we get a Fable. We get a Fable, because we get another body we can get rid of there. And I guess we just take an untapped land here. Alright. Alright, that's all it took. Alright, so I don't really want to switch much of anything in this deck, as it turns out. We used every single card somewhere along the way in those games, I think, and they were all useful. I would say, if anything, the only creature we didn't see was Daru and Hazoret, and I was mostly playing this so we could get, like, free Atalis, free Atraxas. So this could just be something else, realistically, and the games were fine. It also doesn't fly or anything, so that's a real issue. But if we were able to play this as some other big flyer, or maybe like a Toxtrol, or something like that, whatever your other big creature of choice in red, black, or white is, this is probably a reasonable replacement, or a reasonable card for replacement. A candidate to be replaced, I should say. But everything else, I actually kind of liked, and they all came in useful for different points. But yeah, just looking down the list, we played 2 Go for the Throat, 1 Bitter Reunion, 3 Cathartic Pyre, 4 Blood Tithe Harvester, 1 Brotherhood's End, 4 Fable, 2 Shieldred Natsushi, 2 Elder Dragon War, 2 Cruelty of Gix, 3 Invasion of Tolvada, 2 Spirit Sisters Call, 1 Jeru and Hazoret, 1 Olivia, 1 Kroxa and Kunaros, 1 Atali, 3 Atraxa, 2 Portal to Phyrexia, 3 Swamp, 1 Takenuma, 3 Mountain, 1 Sekinzan, 1 Caves of Koilos, 3 Shattered Sanctum, 4 Blackcleave Cliffs, 3 Haunted Ridge, 1 Sulphur Springs, 1 Battlefield Forge, 3 Sundown Pass. Now, there's an interesting thing here. I think for the most part, we're going to lose to the blue or counter-heavy decks, right? So you don't worry about those matchups. But as it turns out, we actually beat, I think, every mono black and every mono red deck we ran up against, even when we had bad starts or they got pretty good starts. So that's a really good sign for this deck if you want to play it on the ladder. The one thing I will say, though, is there are a lot of decisions, right? Like, sometimes it's splitting hairs to say, all right, should I use Cruelty of Gix here, or should I play Tolvada, right? Or should I go ahead and try for Fable of the Mirror Breaker and discard next turn? Or should I save my mana and do something else and then just do the Elder Dragon War, right? There's so many cards for redundancy, which I think help the deck out a lot, but it also creates tough decision trees. which isn't a bad thing. If you like that type of Magic, it's very fun and entertaining, but just something to be aware of, that you're going to have some really tough spots, and it's going to be hard trying to figure out which is the better value. But I love the fact that we had so many great top decks everywhere along the way, really powerful cards that could turn games over. And there were a lot of times where, like, if we just got a creature or two out of the yard, that was it. You know, Atali plays a couple of big things, game's over. Atraxler survives for a turn, game's over. So, loved everything this deck was doing. One of the better Reanimator decks, or at least one of the more resilient Reanimator decks we've seen recently. I think there's just a matter of, like, what do we want that last Juru and Hazaret slot to be, but I'm not upset at it. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Iona, Shield of Emeria. This is a card that a lot of people probably don't know exists if you started playing Magic, I don't know, maybe just pre-COVID. But the thing is, this card used to exist in a lot of different commander pools, and it was just not a lot of fun. I mean, consider the fact that this is a card that could come out and could just shut down some decks if they were monocolored. Or even if you were a two-color deck, sometimes you have a bunch of things that are two colors. So it cuts off like 2/3 or more of some people's decks. This card was just a whole lot of not fun, and there's a good reason it ended up being banned in the format. Though there are people that still call for this card to be unbanned, I just can't imagine ever wanting this unbanned. Like, sure, it'd be one more card we can play, but just being able to turn people's decks off entirely in a format that's designed to be casual, just a bad idea. If you enjoyed this deck and getting to play with cards that don't see a lot of love, check out this Realmbreaker deck we played where we got pretty much every Praetor into play at the same time. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.